take those legs straight out in front of you, or you can always bring your feet on the mat and just sit tall. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead, ground the sit bones, and let your hands rest onto your knees. Start to lift your chest, release your shoulders down. Now, staying tall, I'd like you to think of the tailbone grounded and rooted to the earth. And then visualize your spine going tall, straight up, and lengthening, and opening up that back body. So with your eyes closed, taking that first deep breath. And today we're going to work on strong glutes that really support the low back. And when we keep those hips and the muscles strong, we can be more effective in using our yoga poses to soften and release any tight spots or areas in our body. So today, let's work to make ourselves stronger, to connect to our own strength that's already within us. And taking one more full breath in, bring your hands to your heart and bow your chin. Setting our intention for our practice to create stability and mobility in our hips and in our back evening. So one more inhalation, and as you exhale, slightly open your eyes to take your gaze down to your fingertips. And release your fingertips down to the floor. Let's draw the hands even with your hips, so you're just barely touching those fingertips to the ground. Inhale, circle your arms up, press the palms together, and slowly draw the hands through the center of your body down to your heart center. And pause there for a moment. Now drop the fingertips to the ground. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Keep the shoulders soft, away from your ears. Press the hands together, and then draw the hands slowly down to the center of your heart space. And one more time, fingertips to the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Lengthen through your spine and the torso. Press the hands together, and let's draw the hands straight down through the face and down to the heart. Good. Bring the fingertips back on the floor. Let's inhale, circle. This time, interlock your fingers and press your palms up towards the sky. Let's take a small side bend, swaying gently side to side. And you could even close your eyes here. Just draw your awareness inward so you know where you're feeling those stiff or tight areas in the body. Now come all the way back up. Bring the hands behind the back of the head. So draw the elbows really wide and lift your heart. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just a little weight on the back of the skull as you draw your chin down towards your chest, and elbows also drop down towards the floor. Take a breath. And as you inhale, start to draw the elbows back, lifting the sternum first and the chin, and taking your gaze slightly up. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, let's slowly drop the chin down towards the chest. The elbows draw towards the center of your face, towards the nose, as you release the back of the neck and the back of the head. And one more time. Inhale, lifting the chest. Lifting the heart, broadening through the chest. Elbows go back. Take your gaze slightly up. Lift through the rib cage. And take another inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to slowly and gently stretch through the back of the neck. Elbows start to draw together. And see if we can separate the upper back, the shoulder blades. Very good. And now let's draw the chin back up. And we're going to take the hands, interlocked fingers up over your head. Let's take a small twist over to your right and float the hands down, coming tall into a gentle twist. So your fingertips on your right hand are really grounding and keeping your spine tall and straight. Now come into the awareness of your breath, feeling the breath expanding through the chest and the belly. And on that last exhalation, go ahead and unwind, bringing your hands back to your knees and your torso to the center. Fingertips to the floor. Inhale, sweep your arms up, interlock your fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. And now again, slowly side bending, just moving through the torso. And pause for a moment, staying tall. And let's rotate to the left, maybe looking under that left armpit. Take another inhalation, and as you exhale, float the hands down, bringing your left fingertips behind your back, cupping that hand. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. And taking your breath down into the diaphragm. We'll take one more inhalation. And as you exhale, let's slowly unwind and bring your hands back to your knees. Now we're going to take our knees up, your feet down to the mat. And we're going to move off of our blanket. So bring your hands behind your hips. So you're leaning back into your hands. Your elbows are soft. So I can kind of show you this way. So we're going to bring the feet slightly wider than your hips. And then you're just going to drop the knees side to side. So windshield wipers. And you're rolling through your foot, getting into the instep and the outer edge of the opposite foot. And like to get that knee down as much as you can so we get that internal rotation. And do at least 2 more. Now we're going to drop our knees to the right. Let's always start here on the right. Come up. And I'm bringing that right foot on the left thigh. Now we're going to bring the right hand to the floor. We're going to take the thumb and the index finger, and we're going to place it right into the left hip crease. So we're going to start to really focus in on the ball socket joint of the hip. So we're going to turn like you're twisting, look behind you. And when you come forward, think of dropping this hip and sit bone down. So we inhale and turn, lifting the butt cheek up, and you're going to exhale and drop it down. So let's do at least a few more. So going at your own pace. You're going to twist and turn, lift the hip, and drop it down. So this is it seems very easy and simple, but it really works. So you might start to feel a little movement in that ball socket joint of the hip and creating fluidity and movement, motion, range of motion. So one more time. And now you're going to drop the hip down. Let's go ahead and take both fingers on either side of the knee. So we're going to cup those hands again one more time. And we're going to walk the hands around into a half circle. So this is a really nice twist for the spine. Stay tall in your posture, lifting up through the chest and the crown of your head. Just take a couple rounds of breath. And notice where you're feeling any sensations or any tightness in the legs or the hips. Take another inhalation. As you exhale, walk the fingertips back around to the front of the mat, to the side, and to the shin. Now we're going to do one more thing here. We're going to do some side bending. So we're going to ground the right hand down onto your mat and take the left arm, reach it up and over, and I'm bending my right elbow. And then I'm using the strength of my torso to come up, place my left hand to the floor, and lean in the opposite direction. So that's going to be can be challenging to side bend. So inhale to the center, exhale, drop the elbow to the floor and reach the left arm up and over. And then come all the way up, hand to the outside of your shin, reach the arm up and over. Good. And one more time. Inhale to center, exhale as you reach out and over the side of the face, reaching and extending through the fingertips. And then come all the way up, planting, that was hard to say, your left hand to the floor and reaching the right arm over. Good. And then bringing the hand down. So let's bring our hands again behind your hips, lean into your hands, and now bring the knees up to the center. And let's go ahead and drop them to the other direction, so to the left. So we're going to sit tall, try and drop both hips down as much as we can. And sometimes it's not possible. One hip may be a little lifted, and that's okay. But we're going to take our right hand now, that L shape with the thumb and index, place it into this crease of your hip. Your left hand is here, just to the side, so supporting. You're going to lift the hip and look behind you, and then drop that right hip down. And might be a little surprising that maybe one hip you are feeling this movement, this motion of the ball socket joint of that hip more. So it could be a little tight. Maybe the other side was talking to you. But always kind of be aware, notice. And let's do at least 4 more. Lift the hip, turn, look behind you, and then ground it as you come back to center. Good. And last time, look behind you. And now drop the hip down. Now go ahead and walk your hands beyond your left knee. So I'm cupping them, and we're going to create a half circle. So we're going to, spider walk these fingers behind us. But stay tall, keep your arms straight, right? So we're not softening. We're still lifting up and extending through the chest and the crown of your head. And we'll just take another full breath in. And as you exhale out, we walk the hands back around, just creating lots of great mobility in this torso. Now we're going to come into a side bend. So fingertips on either side of your hips. We're going to ground the left hand, bend the left elbow, and reach the right arm up and over. Now use your torso and your belly to pull up to the center, and then plant your right hand right next to that shin and reach the opposite arm up and over. So inhale, center. Hand to the mat, elbow resting down, reach up and over. And now come all the way back up and to the other side. Good. Inhale to center. Left hand to the floor, elbow down, reach up and over. Pull the belly in, come up to center. And now going to the opposite side. Very good. So bringing that hand all the way down. Let's go ahead and come into a tabletop position. So here in our tabletop position, spread the fingers really wide and draw the elbows out. Knees directly under your hips. So we're going to start with working into our hips and our legs. So this is a good part of our work today. So you're going to take your, let's take the left leg behind you, all right, and press back into that foot. So shoulders over wrist. And now we're going to draw the belly and lift that leg up, but let's keep the foot flexed. So we're going to do small lifts. So we're going to lift for 8 and 7. Here's 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, one more set. It's 8 and 7. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to pause. You're going to lift the leg back up, bend the knee. And so what happens is I'm going to take this left knee and I'm going to cross it over, and it's going to go on the outside of my right calf. So it's crossing over, and then I bring it back up. So it crosses over for 7 and lift. Here's 6 and lift. So it's crossing over my opposite leg. Here's 5 and lift. Good. 4 and lift. Here's 3 and lift. Good. 2 and lift. And last 1 and lift. Good. Release that leg back down. Very good. Woo. Did you feel the right leg, the right glute? So very nice. Now we're going to come into a modified plank pose, side plank pose. So send that left leg behind you again. Kickstand your right leg. And so we want to line up your wrist, your knee, and your foot. You're going to reach the arm up. Some of you may choose to come into a side plank pose. Maybe you're going to go ahead and come into that full expression. But what we're going to do here is we're going to open the chest towards the sky, but we're going to lift this leg up. So we're going to lift it for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just one more set. It's 8 and 7. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Very good. Plant that foot down. Pick your body up. So here we are. Your knee should be somewhat in the center of your mat. Your arms are going to reach out into a T. Very good. And we're going to reach the arms up over the crown of your head and draw the hands up and over. Take an inhale as you lift your heart. As you exhale, take that right arm, rest it down, and come into a side bend. So we're coming into our gate pose. Take another full breath. And as you come back up, very good. We're going to release our hands back down to our heart. Now we're going to pivot around. Bring your hands back to the mat and draw the knee in and underneath your hip. Yeah. So let's do the other side. Now you're going to take that opposite foot behind you. For me, it's my right. Let's just take a moment to stretch the calf, pressing through the heel, spreading the fingers really wide. So I've got both feet flexed. So that back leg is flexed. And now we're going to do those lifts. So you're going to lift for 8, 7, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. One more set. It's 8, 7, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Now you're going to hold and bend that knee, foot is flexed, and then we draw it over and cross it. So you can see more. So this foot comes up and over and across for 8, and lift. Cross it over for 7, and lift. Here's 6, and lift. Good. 5, and lift. 4, and lift. Here's 3, and lift. 2, and lift. And one more, and lift. Very good. Bring that knee down. And now we're going to kickstand. So we're going to kickstand the left foot, and I'm going to turn to the back of my mat. So leg extends out, but let's make sure our wrist and our knee and that heel are all lined up. So we're going to move the hips, stack the hips, and shoulder comes back. Reach the arm up into our half moon pose, some would call it, or our modified side plank pose. Now we're going to hold here, belly is strong, and we're going to lift that leg up for 8 and 7, 6, 5, here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. One more set. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, here's 4, 3, 2, and last one. Beautiful job. Let's go ahead and come all the way up. So arms are in a T. All right, we've got this leg extending out. We're going to inhale, reach our arms over the crown of the head, reaching up. As you exhale, float that hand down towards the floor and come into a nice gate pose, opening up the rib cage. You can close your eyes, move into your breath. Very good. One more full inhalation. As you exhale, come back into your arms into a T. Release your hands down. And now we're going to walk around to the front. Let's draw both knees under our hips and come into child's pose. So we'll stretch your hips, your low back. So take the knees wide as your mat. Sit your glutes right onto your heels. And now walk the hands out into our child's pose. So forehead comes down. Rest your forehead, rest the brain. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale. And long, slow exhale. And just really come into the feeling of the rise and fall of the belly. And just notice how the back is getting this wonderful stretch. The spinal column is lengthening. The sacrum is widening. Good. We'll take another cleansing breath. Now slowly we'll lift our torso up. We're going to come back into our tabletop position. And now we're going to curl the toes under and move into our downward facing dog. So hips come back. And now we lift the hips up. Start to press the heels down towards the floor, wherever you're feeling it today. And let go of your head and neck. You can shake your head no. And shake your head yes. Very good. Lift your hips up and back. And deepen that stretch into the hamstrings and the calves. And we'll just take one more full breath. And now we're going to bend the knees and we're going to tiptoe our feet towards our hands, coming more towards the top of the mat. So gentle forward fold, bending your knees, just giving yourself a lot of leeway here with your low back. And we can take and just circle our
Hands around, just lubricating the wrist joint. And reverse that circle. And then take a full breath in. Slide your hands halfway up onto your shin. Flatten out your spine. Very good. We're going to pull the belly in and bring the arms out like an airplane. Circle them up and reach up over the crown of your head. And now bring your hands to the heart center. So inhale, circle the arms up. Reach to the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive into the forward fold. Soften your knees. Release your head, your neck. Inhale, come into a half lift. Good. Forward fold with soft knees. Good. Bring your arms out like an airplane. Straighten out those legs. Circle the arms up. And follow your hands with your eyes as you look up towards the ceiling. And now hands to the heart center. And one more time. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come into a half lift. As you exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Then bring your arms out, circle them up and around, pressing the hands together. And now to your heart center. So standing tall in mountain pose, Tadasana. Softening the shoulders, grounding your feet. Now we're going to come into a nice side bend. So we're going to interlock your fingers up over your head. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, let's go ahead and lean to the right. Draw to center and lean over to the left. Good. Come to center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lean over to the right. Come back to center. And now lean over to the left. Very good. One more time. Come tall to center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lean over to the right. Come back to center. And last time, leaning over to the left. Good. Come back to center. Release your hands down to your hips and now to your heart. So we're going to come into chair pose. So what I'd like you to do is start with the arms up towards your ears to mountain salute. Take an inhale, come into a small back bend. And as you exhale, sit back into strong chair pose. So feet and knees can be somewhat together. You're going to float the arms back and up over your hips. So we're working in the legs, we're working in the glutes, and this is our chair flow. So inhale, reach the arms back over to the sides of your face. And as you exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come into a half lift. Good. Draw the belly in. Circle the arms up towards your ears. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come into your back bend. As you exhale, sit back into strong chair pose. From chair pose here, take an inhale, and as you exhale, reach your arms back behind your hips. So working those triceps. Take an inhale, arms next to your ears. And now exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come into a half lift. Navel to spine. Arms like wings, circle up one more time, bringing your arms up next to your ears. Take an inhale into that back bend. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Take a full breath here. Exhale, bring your arms behind your hips up. Inhale, bring your arms next to your ears. Exhale, swan dive into the forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Draw the arms out like wings, circle up. Bring the hands together. And now to your heart center. Good. So now we're going to come into a high lunge. So we're going to inhale, circle your arms up. As you exhale, swan dive into that forward fold. Inhale, come into a half lift. Now, as you bend the knees and forward fold, step your left foot back. And we're in that high lunge, but we have our hands, or you can have your blocks on either side. We're going to sink into those hips, getting the knee over the ankle, and just feeling this really nice hip stretch. So we're going to twist. We're going to keep our left hand down and reach the right arm up into that twist. Take a couple rounds of breath. Now release the hand down and we're going to stretch the calf. So we're going to straighten the front leg, and as you straighten the front leg, take the left foot slightly forward. So we come into a pyramid pose, and this is where the blocks can really help. So we're going to bend the knee, lift the chest, and then push back into pyramid. So inhale, lift, sink into your hips, look forward, exhale, push the foot back, forward fold. And one more time, inhale, lift your hips, lift your chest, and exhale, press the foot back, forward fold. Good. Let's take another inhale, and as you exhale, bend the knee. Now this is you're going to keep the left heel lifting, but this is going to look a lot like a down dog. So we're going to take both hands on the inside of your instep, but we're going to walk the hands diagonally off our mat, and we're going to drop the head between our arms. So it looks like a crescent lunge with our legs. The back heel can be up or down, but we're walking off to the side of our mat to come into our, down dog arms. Just take another full breath. Walk the hands back up. Very good. Now slide the right foot back. Move into your downward facing dog. Spread the fingers really wide. Push through the palms of the hands, lifting the hips up. Let's take another full breath. Bend your knees and just tippy toe up towards the top of your mat. So soften your knees, forward fold. Inhale, come into a half lift. Good. Back into your forward fold, and this time step the right foot back. So we're in that high lunge. Now pausing here, getting the knee over the ankle. Let's first come into our twist. So ground the right hand to the floor. Reach your left arm up into that twist. And really stabilize here in the hip and the outer thigh, right? Pulling towards the midline. Take another full breath and release the hand down. Good. Framing your foot, your left foot. Now we're going to slide the right foot forward, straighten out the front leg, and press the right heel down to the floor. So we're in our pyramid pose. You're going to bend that front knee, lift the chest and look forward. Then you're going to exhale, press that heel down, straighten the front leg. Pyramid pose. Good. Bend the knee. Lift up your chest, look forward. Good. Straighten the front leg, press the back heel down, forward fold. Let's just do it one more time. Bend the front knee. Lift your heart, look forward. And now press the back heel down, straighten the front leg. Hold there for a moment, maybe a breath or two. Now go ahead and bend the knee. This is where we're going to bring both hands on the inside of your left foot. You can walk that foot out slightly. And now we're going to walk the hands out just like a down dog, but off to the side of the mat. Bring your weight into your foot, both feet. Drop the ears in between your upper arms. Take a few rounds of breath. One more inhalation. Then walk your fingertips back to the top of your mat so that you're framing this left foot. Drop into your high lunge. Very good. Slide that foot back. Come into your down dog. Now here we're going to send the right leg up towards the sky. And now bend the knee and bring it towards your chest, bringing the right foot forward. Very good. Now we're going to move into around the world. So this is like a flow. So we come into our high lunge, and now we're going to reach that right hand up, come back into our twist, just for a moment. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the hand down right into the instep of that leg, and walk around to the edge of the mat. So we're on the side of the mat. We're going to slowly release the head, the neck down. Hold on to the back of the calf or the ankles into our forward fold. And just allow yourself to hang here, letting the head rest towards the floor, lengthening through the back of the neck. Getting this amazing stretch through the hips and the low back. Take another full breath. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and come into a half lift. Good. Bring your hands to the hip crease. Slowly come up, all the way up. So you're just really wide-legged. Right? We're going to turn the toes out, and we're going to come into our 5-point star. So we're going to lift our arms up, open the chest. So 5-point star, palms reaching up. Take an inhale as you exhale, come into your prayer squat. So we know that this is really great at strengthening the hips and the legs and helping out our back. So take that squat a bit deeper. Then inhale, come back into your 5-point star. Open the chest, reach the arms out. Take another full breath. Bring your hands back together. Come into your prayer squat. Good. Now we're going to straighten the legs. Turn your right foot out. Bend your knee and reach out into Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Soften your shoulders down. Take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale out, rotate that right palm up and come into your reverse warrior. Notice if your feet feel wobbly, or do you feel grounded and stable in your legs? Take another full breath. And now we're going to cartwheel the hands down. Frame that left foot. Slide the left foot. Plank position, chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. And now exhale to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Good. So press into the hands. Take 3 breaths. One more inhalation. Now send the left leg up towards the sky, 3-legged down dog. And now you're going to draw the left knee in towards your chest and step that left foot forward. So now the left foot is framed between your hands. You're going to ground your right hand to the mat and reach your left arm up into your twist. Then you're going to release the hand back down, but bring it to the instep of your left foot. Walking your hands back around. Come into a gentle forward fold.
A straddled forward fold. Again, grabbing the back of the calf or the ankles, stretching the spine, stretching the hips. Just letting the head hang here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Take another full breath. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, come into a half lift. Rotate the feet slightly out. Bring your hands to the hip crease and slowly come up. Good. So coming into our 5-point star, reach the arms up, lift the chest, bend the knees, come into our prayer squat. So make sure the knee is tracking right over that second toe. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. 5-point star. And now draw the hands back to your heart. Let's go ahead and come up. Now we're going to turn this right foot out, bend the right knee, and reach your arms out into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Take your gaze out to your fingertips. Stay connected to your breath. Take another inhalation, and as you exhale, rotate that left palm up. Come into your reverse warrior, reaching the arm up. Sink your hips, see if you can build more strength into those legs. And now cartwheel your hands down to the mat so you're framing this right foot. Pivot the left heel up, slide the right foot back. Good, strong plank position, chaturanga down. Inhale to your up dog. Now exhale, downward facing dog. Good, take about 3 breaths. Very good. Now we're going to go ahead and send that right leg up towards the sky. Good. And draw the right foot forward. And now your left. Forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Draw the arms out like an airplane. Circle up. Press your hands together. And now to your heart center. Very good. So we're going to come into a balancing pose. And this will be our tree. So look first down at your feet. Ground the big toe mound and spread out to the pinky toe. Now getting your shoulders over your hips, draw the belly in. And we're going to bring our weight into our right leg. Take a small micro bend of that right knee and rotate the left foot, the left knee and foot out. So my toes are still grounding to the floor. I'm going to find my drishti, my gaze, and draw that foot up under the knee. Now you're welcome to stay here. Some of you may want to move it up above the knee. Bring the arms out into a T. Very good. Maybe a V. Hands together. And now to your heart center. Oh, that was hard, huh? Bring your foot down. We haven't done that in a while. All right, let's try the other side. So take that small bend in the knees. Keep the belly strong and thumbs to the chest, to the heart. Bring all that weight into the left foot and rotate your right knee and your toes out. So don't lock out the knee. Keep that soft bend. And now draw the foot up and under the knee. Start there. Take another full breath. If you'd like, you can grab that ankle. Bring the foot into the inner thigh. Hands back to the heart. If you feel more stable, bring the arms out to a T.
Bring the arms up into the V. Or hands over the crown of your head. And bring the hands down to Namaste. Very good. Bringing that foot to the mat. Excellent job. Let's go to the floor. So we're going to grab your blanket. We're going to use our blanket as our prop today to build strength into the legs, inner thighs. So you're going to take it and fold it into a nice little square. So we're going to come down on our hips and feet on the mat. We're going to move that blanket, or if you have a block, you can use a block. You're going to take your feet and your knees together and squeeze into that blanket. Hands behind your hips. And let's go ahead and roll all the way down to the floor. Good. Slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. And just pause here for a moment. I want you to just slow down that heart rate for a moment. Now we're going to draw the navel to spine. We're going to lift the hips up, squeezing into that blanket. We're going to do small pulses with our hips. So you're going to drop the hips just slightly down and up. So we're going to go 8, 7, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, and lift. Go ahead and roll down through the spine. Very good. And rest. Now you can walk your feet a little closer together, squeeze in. So we're working inner outer thighs. You're going to take an inhale. You're going to exhale, draw the belly in, press down into your feet, lift your hips up, chin to the chest. Now 8 little pulses. So we're going to drop the hips for 8 and lift. 7 and lift. Here's 6, lift. 5 and lift. Here's 4, lift. 3, lift. Here's 2, and last one, and lift. Take an inhale as you exhale. Roll down slowly through that spine. Very nice. Go ahead and move the blanket away. Good work. And take one knee into your chest and hold. So take the right knee. And let's just circle that foot around, ankle rotation. Take another full breath. And now pause and reverse your circle. Very good. And now wrap your hand around the hamstring and send that leg up towards the sky. Point the toe. And now flex. Good. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Point and flex. 4 more. Point and flex. Point and flex. Last 2. Point and flex. Good. Point and flex. Now take that ankle above the left knee. So we have this upside down 4. And we can come into our hip stretch. So we're going to wrap the hand around that shin. Hold onto this hip stretch. And just take 2 more breaths. Very good. Release both feet down to the mat. And let's take the left knee into your chest and hold. Now a nice ankle rotation, circling that foot around. Nice smooth circle. Very good. And then reverse.
Good. Now wrap the hands around the hamstring. Tuck the chin in and now straighten the leg up and point the toe, flex the foot. You can keep a soft knee, all right? So point and flex. Good. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Point and flex. Last three. Point and flex. Point and flex. And last one. Point and flex. Go ahead and bend the left knee. Take the left ankle above the right knee. So we have our upside down 4. Let's pick that knee up and just stretch out that left hip. We've done a lot of really great work, and we want to spend a little time just rewarding our body for doing such great work. And taking another full breath. Let's hug both knees into your chest. Gently rock side to side, hip to hip. And so we're going to come into a twist. So keep both knees together, inner thighs together, and roll your knees over to the right. Reach the left arm across the floor. And just really relax and let go into our twist. Here we still get a nice stretch through the outer hip and outer thigh. Besides this really sweet twist for our mid-back. And take another full breath in. Now slowly draw one knee at a time back to the center. And then hug the knees in. And if you want, rock gently again, side to side, hip to hip. Roll through that low back. And then when you're ready, you're going to complete that twist. So rolling over to the left and reaching your right arm across the floor. Come into the rise and fall of the belly. Good. One more cleansing breath. And now we're going to take one knee at a time back to the center. Let's stretch our legs across our mat, resting your hands on your belly. Letting your elbows relax to the floor. Just pausing for a moment. Just giving yourself this space and time to be present with your breath. I'm just taking 2 more breaths. Start to move through the fingers and the toes. And bringing one knee at a time into your chest. We're going to gently roll to our side and use your top hand to push up. We'll take a moment to finish our practice with one mudra. And it's called the Mandala Mudra. It's really a nice, very symbolic of wholeness of the body, mind, and spirit. You cup your left hand, and then you take your right fingers over the left, and then you join the thumb. So it's creating a circle, oval of wholeness. And you rest that into your laps. Lift your heart. Close your eyes.